Hello and welcome back to the Taiko Colosseum. We have another match on this busy weekend, this time between Green Tea and Kikoboy on the 3-1 pool. My name is Senko-san, and right now I'm solo casting, but we'll see if that changes. We'll have to wait and see on that. I believe both of these players have they played matches this weekend? Yes, Kikoboy did at 3 UTC, so last night for him. It's actually going to be somewhat early for them, playing in the morning here. And Green Tea, yes, they had a match on Friday, but it's been some time since then, and they've probably been able to warm back up for this separate pool that they're playing now. So I believe the first thing we're going to do is get into the warm-ups. And yes, as Green Tea mentions in chat there, this is going to be a sight read match, so both of these players are going to be seeing this pool, or at least playing it for the first time. So it'll be interesting to see how well they can manage sight reading a lot of these maps. Going to quickly pull out the pool so we know what we're working with here. 3-1. So it was Youngin and Ark who mostly made this pool. I didn't actually have much of a part of it, as I did some of the other pools, but a lot of these maps look, well, from surface level, pretty good. I'll have to see whose warm-up this is. Its speed, it's 4.9 stars, already 5.5. Considering Kikoboy is saying they die, I'm going to assume that this might be Green Tea's warm-up. And it's in some Eastern European language. Russian, Finnish, something like that. Something close to Slavic. And it's also quite long, at almost 4 minutes in length, pretty much edging on the maximum limit for warm-ups in this Taiko Colosseum. Another player opting for any mods or no fails on this first warm-up, but it's warm-up, so it doesn't really matter if you fail. And of course, it's a little on the speedy side at the 220 BPM. I'm not sure if it changes at any point, but that's what the terminal client's telling me. Both players off to a little bit of a rough start. Kikoboy with a slight accuracy advantage, but Green Tea building up a little more combo overall and a little less misses. Considering the ghost tapping there from Green Tea, yeah, this is definitely their warm-up. Oh, I should probably open the Twitch to get the stream chat as well. That might be smart. Despite it being Green Tea's warm-up, Kikoboy is actually doing pretty well, bringing their act back up to 95.4. Green Tea still roughly around 91. Struggling a little bit on these denser sections. But thankfully this warm-up is a little bit above the level of the pool they're going to be playing here, so not being able to do well on this isn't necessarily an indicator that they're going to have trouble on the pool. Especially some of these finisher patterns, definitely brutal. If Green Tea is standard playstyle KDK, those finishers would definitely be difficult. I'm not sure what playstyle they have, but I can quickly check. Green Tea. see, does Green Tea mention their playstyle on their profile? Does not look like a question mark. Yeah, it doesn't look like they really list their playstyle. Almost like blind, you can't see it on their profile. But, yep. And Kiko, I'm pretty sure is... I actually don't know. I played with them in IGTS and I still don't remember their playstyle. It's kind of silly. Kiko is standard KDK, okay. Semi-alt, interesting. But yeah, it does look like Kiko's going to take Green Tea's warm-up here. So, whether that's a sign for the match to come, or it's just a fluke on this warm-up, we'll have to see. And a slight ninja spinner at the end there, rather. Kiko claiming that their warm-up for this match is actually one they had planned to use against Zedfish in a match. So we'll have to see what this is. Time for the secret warm-up. And yeah, I can understand typing in ooh speak definitely would hurt TaikoMom. Oh, it's a no full map. Sounds like 1/3. A lot of 1/3. And it might have been in RGTS, but I actually didn't pay attention to either RGTS or AGTS, so... Okay, it was an AGTS group stage, apparently. I didn't pay attention to that tournament, so... Yep, once we're ready up, we can head into this map. And it seems like a lot of these people are actually going to be more familiar with this than I am, so I'm just going to have to... I'm going to be the one sight reading and commentating this, compared to these two who at least seem to know of the map. I don't know if they've played it before. Apparently Kiko is trying to play this easy as well, but not exactly recommended by the ref TaikoMom here. into the map we finally head, after a little bit of delay getting people ready up and not using the easy mod for this warm-up. Considering they want easy, maybe it's a high SV map and these players want it instead of oh, never mind, it's the complete opposite. Why would you want easy on this? Why would you want to... I guess Kiko wanted to suffer more on this. Oh god. Wiggle notes. Wiggle notes are definitely an interesting gimmick, but I've yet to make use of them. Maybe it's an idea for a map next season, but that's still a ways off. Oh, and there's 1/8 in this as well. Yep. Reminds me a bit of the Nomad 2 from 3.2, except not the TC edit, the one that originally kept the 1.6 and 1.8 stuff in it, but it's a little more variable in the slider velocity compared. Roughly similar accuracies. Green Tea with about a point... Oh, it's actually climbed to a 1.5% accuracy advantage, but... And it goes right back down as they get to this another dense section. Both players dropping a lot of accuracy, and Green Tea actually dropping enough to put it back into Kiko's favor right at the end, the warm-up. But again, this is above the skill level of the pool that we're going to be playing, so the fact that players struggle on this a bit isn't too indicative of how the match will go. So, with the warm-ups out of the way, we get to the most important part of the match. Forget the TV, forget the... anything else. We get the rolls. Because, you know, the one who rolls the lowest is obviously going to be the one who wins the match. That's how it seems to have been the past little while. Green Tea with a 70, that's a pretty good roll, but we'll have to see what Kiko rolls in return. Also, this song is kind of a banger, I'm not gonna lie. Well, I guess that's more of a jam than a banger. I gotta define the difference between the two. You don't see Kikoboy's roll, but apparently Green Tea rolled higher than them. I don't know if I missed it in chat or just didn't show up, but either way, Green Tea gets the choice of first, and they're actually going to pick ban order and ban first, which, interesting strategy. Kikoboy rolled 29 apparently. Okay, thank you for the explanation, TaikoMom. Vibe, jam, banger regarding intensity. Okay. So yeah, it's a jam. So Kikoboy, not Pikoboy, will get to choose the pick order, whether they want to pick first or second in this match. No. I had the word pick in my mind, and I tried to say Kikoboy, but it started with a P instead.
I lose track of my mind. Don't go so soon until you're mine. This will not end. I'm stopping time. Just me and you on time now. I lose track of my mind. Don't go so soon until you're mine. This will not end. I'm stopping time. Just me and you on time now.
Hopefully Kiko's not falling asleep here. It is, well, I mean, it's like 10 a.m. for him, so it's not like it's super early, but I guess if you're a night owl, it might be a bit early for you, especially on a weekend. Kiko choosing to pick second. So Green Tea will have first pick and first ban. So actually, both of the HD picks here are kind of bangers, as well as HR1, so I'm hoping to see them, but I don't think either of these players, or at least Kiko's probably not going to pick HD. And Green Tea banning the fast HR, which HR2. Yeah, so you have to specify, because some tournaments have the fast HR as HR1. Yeah, because HD1 is Nekomata Master and a Judy Donnie map, so it's automatically good. And HD2, Matusha Bomber, Necromancer map, so good. And it's the same song, albeit not the same map set as IGTS Group Stage HD, or not HD, it was Nomad 2. So it's the same song, but not the same map set. We'll have to see what Kiko bans here, and then we can get into Green Tea's first pick. Kiko thinking of banning the faster DT, which I believe is probably DT2. But let me check quickly. Yeah, DT2 is 240. So yeah, it looks like HR2 and DT2 are going to be the bans here. None of these players really wanting the super fast scroll speed or the super high BPM DT. Nightbot being stupid as per usual. And the Nomad 5 immediate first pick. Nomad 5 seems to be a popular pick between a lot of the players in the Taiko Colosseum. Site rematch, Nomad 5 funny, that is true. So they're going to be site rating the gimmick map, and I'm not entirely sure what the gimmick is here. I've not actually looked too much into this pool, but we'll see. We're going to see it here. Judging from the song itself, it might be snapping in SV, but we'll have to see. It is an Oni diff, but it's only 4.32. 210 BPM is a little on the higher side, and it's actually almost 3 minutes in length.
damn it! You told her!
I'll just have to hope someone clips that so we can slice through that. You're gonna restart the Discord stream? Does look like we're starting the map. Both players actually opting for no fail here, or I guess it's being enforced by the ref, one of the two. And sight reading a gimmick that's probably safe to do. Green tea with a surprising early miss. Right now my commentary might be a little bit delayed as I'm looking at the Twitch stream rather than Discord stream. Oh, okay, those are some SV finishers. Catching out Green Tea. And Kikoboy missing on the 1/4 patterns after. Ooh, snapping. What is that? Both players hitting it though. Yes, quality streams are a Colosseum guarantee, that is true. Only the best. For the comm section of the map, halfway through here, we're suddenly gonna get into another gimmick section shortly. As the SV increases, the base is about to drop. A little bit more of the extreme SV here. To an extent, catches Kikoboy on a finisher. Another one. That might push it into Green Tea's favor, despite the accuracy advantage from Kiko. Another miss, yeah. Both players breaking on that finisher, but this high SV, Kiko's not having too much fun sight reading. Green Tea has the advantage now, as accuracies have exactly evened up. But Green Tea had the higher max combo. This might be a 4v1 moment depending on miss count and 100 count on the end screen. Kiko picking another 100, Green Tea picking a miss in the slow section. I don't think it's going to be enough. Considering how slow this last section seems to be, I don't think Kiko's going to be able to bring it back off that miss. You say it's in the Nepuri map, but that doesn't particularly mean anything to me. I don't know Nepuri's mapping style. And yeah, that's going to be first point to Green Tea on their own pick. 10 more 100s, but 4 less misses. And a higher max combo by over 100. So with that map out of the way, the first sight read, what are we going to see from Kiko as the first pick? Despite the fact that Kiko was on the IGTS team with me, I don't actually have a good read on their strength, so their pick is going to be a little bit of a guess. Maybe we'll see another Nomad. I do notice that none of the no mods are actually OD6, which is a little bit disappointing, but then again, I'm on the map pool team, so if I had noticed that earlier, I could have said something. But Free Mod 1 is going to be the first pick. There's a Gaston map. 180 BPM OD6 base, so my guess is this is going to be a difficult map for HR. But we'll have to see. And yes, since these players did not specify anything about Force Mod being free mod, they both have to pick a mod on this. And kind of as expected, both players going with the HR, so we'll have to see if they can manage this, since this one does, at least from the map stats, seem to be an anti-HR pick. Yeah, Kiko doesn't actually really like HD, so I guess them picking HR on this is not super surprising, but they didn't seem to enjoy the high SV, so... Green Tea with the first miss, though. And now a 2% accuracy deficit. Missing randomly on that slower section. I'm being told by Youngkin, who did the map pool, that Free Mod 3 is harder in HR, Free Mod 2 is harder in HD, and this one is kind of just there. I don't know. I'm not one who personally likes having the map that's kind of easy for HDHR, because I can't HDHR and it makes me jealous when people can. Not really, but I do prefer having one anti each mod and then an anti-mod as Free Mod 3. As we get to the last quarter of the map, I believe Kiko's still holding combo. Green Tea, unfortunately, breaking again. It's not going in their favor, and Kiko does look like, with a 100k point lead coming into the last quarter of the map, barring a, I use the word self-destruct a lot, but barring them really screwing something up, this is going to be Kikoboy's first points. And another miss from Green Tea almost seals it. So the map comes to an end. Kikoboy with the FC. 96% accuracy, but it's an FC, and that's what matters. And saying things like Free Mod 3 is harder on HR, Free Mod 2 is harder on HD, a lot of those things can be just inferred from the map stats, the BPM, the OD, listening to the song, although I guess listening to the song might be considered not sight reading. But either way, it's not that much of a spoiler. No Mod 4. I am personally not a fan of the Flashbulb, but we have a map from them here in 3-1, and we also have one in 3-2, which is actually going to be the next match. There's going to be a sight read match 3-2 in about half an hour between That would be Arc Potato and Slippery Pickle. This is the Nomad 4, so it's probably going to be snapping SV tech reading sort of deal. And into the map we head. Green Shell map set, but Nardo difficulty. First 100 from Kiko. This is one of the longer maps in the pool, I believe. In Nomad, it is the second longest behind Nomad 1. Yes, at 3 minutes and 1 second. And it is the third longest, aside from the tiebreaker, with Nomad 1 and HD2 being the only ones longer. HD2 by 2 seconds, but still. Green Tea did pick up a break though, and break their SS as well, which gives Kikoboy an early slight advantage, despite actually their accuracy is slightly better now than Green Tea thanks to the breaks, but these weird snappings definitely dropping Kiko's Ack and dropping Green Tea's combo at it. Yep. Accuracy, combo, both on Kikoboy's side. Well, not the combo anymore, but still accuracy. But with the max combo Kikoboy has achieved already, it may stay in their favor despite that combo break. Green Tea will have to build up to combos similar to what they achieved before. A lot of 100s there, but from Kiko, but a break from Green Tea. Gonna make it really tough for them to come back. Dropping their accuracy down below 94 now, while Kiko just dropped, well, a lot of notes, dropping them below 94. Both players' accuracy is dropping quite a bit in the past little bit, with denser sections, and another break from Kiko. Accuracy still in their favor though. Breaks, accuracy drops. And yes, there were a couple of DDD-KD patterns, which... ew. One last section of the map left here. Kiko still with a respectable 60,000 point lead. Will Green Tea be able to bring this back? They'll need another break or two and act drops from Kiko. But I don't know if there's enough map left at this point. And more breaks from Green Tea. That's going to seal it. Kiko taking another point and a break point. Well played. Both players actually had similar amounts of 100s, only off by 5, but Green Tea had a lot more misses. And of course, Kiko with the higher maximum combo of 373 compared to Green Tea's 251. It's back to Kiko for the next pick. So we've had 2 no mods and a free mod so far. Let's see what they decide to go with next. I don't really expect Kiko to pick Mod 3 since it's 255, and they didn't really seem to enjoy the high SV. Premod? Well, that's our ref suggesting Premod 3. Yeah. We'll have to see whether or not Kikoboy actually decides to pick that. Oh, is he gonna pick Mod 3 and make me look like a fool? Rolling a 2 for the next pick. It's gonna be Mod 3. The Heavenly Moon map, and not the song by Tosh. Zedfish, saying things like that gets you bonked by TaikoMom. Just saying. And considering what Youngin said earlier, that Mod 3 is supposedly harder with HR. Yes, Youngin did in fact say that this map is supposedly harder with HR. So these players actually have to choose now between playing HD, which they might be uncomfortable with, or HR on a map that's supposedly harder with HR. Okay then. As we get into the fourth map of the match, both players opting for the HR still, so they're going to risk it with the more difficult mod on this map, supposedly. I wonder if I should start saying poi instead of supposedly. That's apparently what it means, but I'm not Yudachi from Senko-san. First break from Green Tea on the high SV's finisher, Taiko breaking soon after. So far this song just sounds like modern radio pop rock, and it is doing nothing for me, honestly. Both players breaking again, but Kikoboy's accuracy, that's almost a 5% accuracy. Oh, never mind, they completely mind-locked and dropped down to 90. Yeah, both players just dropping a crap ton of back here. On the high SV, not surprising. Accuracy is again in Kiko's favor. Meaty mind-locking again, dropping about 4% accuracy behind. Kiko might have found their groove here. And this may look a little bit less difficult on HR, considering it's actually being played, well, at least on the stream, it looks like it's being played 4x3. This could be a lot more painful on 60x9 if you play that way. A couple of breaks from Kiko, though. Definitely even gets the score very close, but Green Tea breaking as well, both players. Almost equal on accuracy now. Kikoboy breaking puts the points in favor of Green Tea. Green Tea Baking puts the points in favor of Kiko. This is going to be a very close map. But with the finisher, it does look like it's going to end in Kiko's favor again. Only by 7,000 points. That is a certified Swervy 2 moment. Kiko winning out on the accuracy despite the lower max combo. Both players with an even 37 misses. Kiko up 3-1 now, but it is back to Green Tea for the next pick. They can't really afford to have another breakpoint, so we'll have to see what they try to return with, and try to bring momentum back in their favor. Oh, there's an HD2, okay. Green Tea actually going ahead and picking it. A Tusha Bomber. .220 BPM hidden. Now, high BPM hidden is actually one of my, I'd say, strengths, but it depends on the day. So, this is the kind of map that I would enjoy playing. But we'll have to see if these players can manage it. But unfortunately, it is not the Game Land set, it is Necromancy's map of it. But it is still a Muzu, so it may be similar to the one that Game Land maps for IGTS. We'll have to see. Youngin claiming this is the hardest map in the pool. Yeah, this is B channel, so unfortunately we don't have channel points here to that. Both players, well, again, it's forced no fail, but understandable as we get into the map. And I'm going to shut up. Apparently people like this song. As the map comes to an end, it's another point for Kikoboy, another break point. And it's going to Kikoboy's pick next. This is going to be a really tough situation for Green Tea. HD was not in their favor this time. Kikoboy with the 666 300 hits. Not including finishers, of course. And yeah, both players actually did pass. So the no-fail wasn't necessary, but we had it anyways, just in case. And now we go to Kikoboy's next pick. So let's see, there's one pre-mod left, there's one DT left, actually one of each of the mod pools, and 3 no mods left. Let's see what Kikoboy decides to pick next. Yes, Youngin did suggest picking Nomon 2 in chat, so is that going to be Kikoboy picking that, or is that going to be Kikoboy avoiding that pick intentionally? MP kill Youngin, we're going to be seeing Nomon 2. Slow Nomad, mapped by TE2035. Not a map where I've ever heard of before, in all honesty. It's going to be a Chinese Taiko player and mapper. Let's see. They have no ranked maps. There's a lot of graveyard maps. They might be one of the people who I just noticed in their maps they have a song that they mapped in the graveyard that I was planning on mapping, so I'm not going to map that anymore. I'm going to download it and play it, and maybe force it into a pool later. But anyways, Nomon 2 here. Is this going to be Kiko going to match point, or is this going to be Green Tea starting a comeback? It's from Beatmania, apparently, according to the background. There might be a little bit of whiplash here, going from Speed HD to a slow Nomad. Kiko with the first miss this time. Notes, 150 notes in. Green Tea with the accuracy, and well, not the accuracy now. It's slowing down. The song is slowing down. Oh, only 1/6. I don't know what those snappings are, but trip up both players. And I'm assuming it's going to speed back up slightly, as it is. Green Tea with a very slight accuracy lead. So we get into the section with quads, a little bit of technical sort of stuff here. Not to the extent of No Mod 4, but Green Tea breaking and sending the points over in Kiko's favor briefly here. Still very close. Both players breaking. Accuracy difference stays about the same, so Kikoboy stays in the lead. And wow, the map's almost over already. Gonna stay in Kiko's favor and give them next to match point. It is Green Tea who gets to pick the next map. That may be the last match of this map of this match. We'll have to see if they can bring it back in their favor, though. And yes, both players with 4 miss. Kiko with the better accuracy, though, taking that point. Green Tea had a slightly higher max combo, but not enough to make a difference. Green Tea asking TaikoMom what the best banger is in the pool that's left. Out of No Mod 2, No Mod 1, No Mod 2, HD1, HR1, DT1, and Free Mod 2. Both HD1 and HR1 are technically Nekomata Master, although HR1 has the Mani sound team in addition. Miku at Cinnagirl claiming No Mod 1 is the best banger of this pool. Also, just for information for the viewers, I don't know if there will be a tiebreaker showcase on this if the match ends here, as we do have another match coming up in about 5 minutes, although that might end up being on the main channel rather than the B channel, so we'll have to see what that... Oh wait, no, TaikoMom is also reffing that one, not necessarily streaming though, so we'll have to see whether or not we have time for a tiebreaker showcase on this match, if it does end here. Oh hey, we're actually seeing HD1. Huh. At least we get a banger for this potentially last map of the match. Nightbot, what are you on? Zedfish didn't even have any caps in that message. There's a reason I call it Nightbot instead of Nightbot. One thing I do notice, HD1 for 3.2 is 3.73 stars, and then Muzu, with an edited Muzu, mind you. This HD1 is 4.2 stars in an Oni. So I haven't actually played this, but this very well might be more difficult than 3.2's no mod or HD1. Yes, 3.2's HD1 is slow and techy, but we'll have to see how this one does, because it's Nekomata Master, so... Yes, I am quite a fan of, well, at least the songs of Nekomata Master that have been mapped in Taiko. Is you can see this season by my pick for 2-2 tiebreaker, Clumsy Thoughts, and past and future picks, probably. Kiko, despite claiming they're going to hit early, is actually hitting a fair bit late, at least in that pass section. Break from Green Tea, halfway through the map. Green Tea has slightly higher accuracy though, 88 compared to 86. So they're still in the lead. The break pushes it into Kiko's favor. Both players breaking. It almost flickered there. Kiko missing, puts it in Green Tea. Green Tea missing. Kiko missed more though, so it stays in Green Tea's favor. And another miss from Kiko. His accuracy continues to drop and he gets lost in the sauce of this song. Accuracy continuing to drop, and suddenly Green Tea has a 100,000 point advantage. Man, I can't believe I just said lost in the sauce. What is wrong with me? Yeah, that was close, and then it was very much not in an instant. And despite seeing this performance, unfortunately not too hot from Kikoboy, they were still the second best at slow HD on our IGTS team. So let's see, what is the next pick here from Kiko? He's gonna try to steal it here, not give Green Tea any more momentum back in their favor. Kiko actually rolling for their pick. If they go by their roll, that's going to be DT1. We'll have to see if they actually pick that or whether they disregard their roll. Let's go. I guess we are going to be seeing DT1. OD5 base, so it's pretty standard for DT. Well, 3-1. I guess OD5 DT1 is still okay for 3-1. 126 base BPM, only 2 minutes 28 length. So it's actually fairly short with DT. Into the map we head, and anime girl background. I guess it's an older map as the background didn't load properly for the banner for the tournament client. But Act DT. Early in the lead of Green Tea, but still very early in the map. And Green Tea with the first break puts the points immediately in Kiko's favor, dropping their accuracy below 96 while Kiko's hanging just above it right now. But a break from Kiko and Act Drop puts it back in Green Tea's favor. So we're already halfway through. We should quickly go in Green Tea's favor. Especially with more misses from Kiko. But a miss from Green Tea, their Act hasn't dropped enough yet, it's still going to stay in their favor. And another miss from Kiko. And yet another one. It's quickly going well in favor of Green Tea. And it seemed like it was a good pick. They're getting the momentum back. And staying alive again. Picking up a breakpoint. Or actually, I don't know if this one was a breakpoint or the last one, but either way. Kiko reversing a finisher, hitting it the wrong color. Unfortunate. And while Kiko had the better max combo, they had lower accuracy and a lot more misses. Yep, what we have left is No Mod 1, No Mod 3, HR1, and Free Mod 2. And Green Tea rolling a 4, hitting a 3. That would be HR1 if they go by their roll. We're going to be seeing the other Nekomata Master song. Life is Beautiful, apparently. Oh, this is 5.5 base, so this is going to be fairly high HR OD. Richie asking how Kiko can act HR but not DT. DT sucks, that's how. DT hard indeed. There we go, finally into the map. Will Kiko finally be able to seal it here, or is this going to be another point for Green Tea, bringing it closer to a tiebreaker? This is definitely more of a comfortable SV to read for these players. The first break going to be from Kikoboy, and this is not necessarily a very long map, only 2 minutes 2 seconds. With dropping more accuracy and their combo again. Has Kiko run out of steam for this? I'm not sure. The Green Tea is holding strong so far, halfway through the map. 2% accuracy lead, and they're still holding combo compared to Kiko's breaks. Wow, Green Tea actually holding fairly strong on this. 96% accuracy to Kiko's just passing 95 now. But, oh, Green Tea missed. Is it enough? Their chain missing. Spores just got very close. And another miss from Green Tea right at the end. Puts it into Kiko's favor. Ending the match with an unfortunate choke from Green Tea. Score v2 moment. GG well played to both players. It's going to be Kikoboy winning this match. 6-3. So if there is going to be a tiebreaker showcase, I'm going to be not there because I need to go commentate the other match that is occurring on the A channel right now. But you guys can watch it with the tiebreaker showcase if you want. So my name is Senko-san, thanks for watching, enjoy the tiebreaker showcase, I'm going over to the A stream. Take care.
Oh, there we go. Now I'm hearable. What I wanted to say was I guess I can do this myself, because, you know, I have a microphone. I am repping another match at the same time, so please keep that in mind. Sure, Kiko, go ahead.
Hello!
Hello! Oh dear. Alright. Anyways, were you guys ready?
Wait. Green tea, I saw that you had easy on there for a second. Did you want to do that? I'm down.
I mean, you can, because fucking whatever. TV showcase, no matter.
That's true. Okay, let's see if I can play this.
Somehow the other match complaining that I'm not doing my job. It's like, she shouldn't be doing 2 jobs, goddammit. Well, I'm not doing 2, I'm doing 4. Get fucked.
Ooh.
I'm now officially triple staffing this lobby, so, you know, that's 4 jobs.
Just my volume. Okay. TaikoMom, whenever you're ready, we are both ready to go.
Let's fucking go!
Okay, here we go. Good luck, Green Tea. And myself.
Huh?
Ooh, that was a bad start.
This song is pretty fun.
I like the music, but I don't know if I can...
You didn't even hit an hard rock, coward.
Uh-oh.
I mean, so far so good, I guess. Like,
Is it really?
I mean, neither of you are dying, so like, whatever.
Good job, Green Tea.
Oh yeah, you can't see the score, can you?
No, I cannot.
Well, I guess I'll be sure to keep quiet then. Can't be spoiling things.
Oh! Nope.
Sage! Oh, sorry folks, I won't be casting their scores because that would be called spoilering. I don't really want to deliver Kikoboy a heart attack, you know? Smile.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, no!
Smile.
Must not miss on the slow parts. Or the fast parts. Oh. Oh, finisher's hard.
Unfortunately, I just had to ground Arc.
Oh no, Ark.
He banned Hidden One, how dare he? Anyways.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a fun song.
Yeah, it's a very fun song.
I
It's a
like
great
it.
song to end with. It's like a proper finale sounding song. With the whole fanfare and everything.
Gee, green tea.
Nice, guys. That is a GG well played.
And yeah, thank you for reffing this match too, Mom. And Senko, wherever he went.
Are you sure about that? Oh yeah, Senko went to do the other match, so. But yeah, that would be it for this stream. I hope you all enjoyed. Please go to the main channel and follow the match there. We have Slippery Pickle versus Arc Potato.
Ooh, that's gonna be a fun one to watch.
Yeah.
So make sure you guys see that one.
So yeah, I'm gonna go close the stream now and well, Zed, just turn on the match and just fall asleep with it, you know? Just put your phone next to your bed. Maybe you'll fall asleep and have good dreams of glory in the arena. Alright, well, I'm gonna head out now, so I can actually focus on this match.
Yeah, you might want to get on that.
Yeah, maybe. Alright. Bye!
Bye!